Hello, I am so grateful that you're taking the time to watch this, for taking care of yourself and perhaps others as well. And that's the topic of today, gratitude. Gratitude is a practice, and I'm going to come back to a very specific way that you could do this towards the end, but I want to set a bit of context first. So, firstly, gratitude is different to positive thinking. Gratitude is nothing new. I'm aware of gratitude being part of some guidelines for sort of happy lives by the Meiji Emperor in Japan. It's part of the precepts from Reiki. I'm a Reiki master, and this is part of what's been taught for that as well. And it's really studied a lot by science and research. And it's something that I'm seeing embedded in business and leadership programs. And actually, I've had some leadership training recently where it was indeed a part of it. So chances are you've heard of it. But the question is, do you practice it? So this is what I'm going to be touching on today. But firstly, what are some of the benefits? Well, happiness, increased levels of happiness, increased levels of energy, increased emotional intelligence, reduced anxiety and depression, a sense of greater social connection with others. There's very physical benefits as well, like reduced inflammation, reduced headaches. So these are things that scientific studies have come up with. And how does it work? Well, that's still to be understood more. But neuroscience has been able to show the changes in our brains, and I'll add some more details in the write-up for this on that. The other side here is gratitude is very much about helping anchor us into the present moment, what we have now, because our society, if you're in a society like mine at least, like I'm from Norway, I live in Britain, it's a very typical Western society. We're usually taught to seek happiness in external things, in achievements like getting a spouse, getting a house, getting a car, getting fancy clothes or some other stuff, usually external things, right? What I'm going to say is that there is no happiness in any of that. And this is kind of creating a gap where our happiness depends on getting something in the future rather than being happy for what we have now. And this is something that gratitude can really change around for us. So really, true happiness comes from within us, and true happiness is in the present moment. It's not in the future, it's not in the past. In the future, that's where anxiety lives. In the past, that's where worry lives. I touched on this in a previous video. And there's a write-up from Dan Millman that really stuck with me, ever since I read the Peaceful Warrior, I don't know, a decade ago or something like that. I still remember it. Maybe not word by word, but let's see how well I remember it. So, when we don't get what we want, we suffer. When we get what we don't want, we suffer. Even when we get what we want, we still suffer, because we can't hold on to it forever. So, if this rings true for you, gratitude might be the thing for you. So, gratitude, the very practical nature of it is fairly straightforward. You can do this spontaneously, just every day, here and now, if you just kind of think, what am I grateful for? Some questions that you can ask yourself is, or to use different words as well. What are the blessings in my life? What am I thankful for? What are the things that I might be taking for granted? So what I would suggest as a way to practice gratitude, especially in terms of what I talked about before about forming habits, make this a habit. You can create a gratitude journal. I have an actual physical journal that's called my gratitude journal, where you can write in it every day, perhaps schedule in for the morning, You can write down the 10 things that you're thankful for. Or if you want to be a bit more specific, you can write down sort of 3 to 5 things that you're thankful for in your personal life, 3 to 5 things that you're thankful for in your professional life, and perhaps some things that you're thankful about yourself, how you are, who you are, etc. So I've already shared one thing that I'm grateful for, and that's you, for watching this, reading this, for investing in yourself, in your self-care, because I want the world to be a better place. And I'm very grateful for those who work towards that. So rather than focusing on all the crap that's around us, that's a different perspective that I choose to take. I'm grateful for little things, like, given the current circumstance, what's missing in our shops usually? Toilet paper, soap. Well, I do have those things, so I can be grateful for that. I'm grateful for things for me personally, like overcoming fears of public speaking. I'm doing this. I'm very grateful that fear does not hold me back. I'm grateful for the characteristics that I have to strive to be a better person for myself and for others. So the practice of gratitude is perhaps alien for most people. Especially, so in the country that I live in, gratitude is not the norm. I live in Britain. The norm is the glass is half empty. The norm is to complain about the weather. Although more recently it's been about Brexit and COVID-19. So this is why I'm suggesting doing a gratitude journal. A little bonus, if you watched until the very end now, in your journal, and actually I did this, I alternated. One day I do write down things I'm grateful for. The other day I would write down 25 I am statements, positive, enriching I am statements. Like, you could even say I'm grateful. Because say things like I am healthy, I am strong, I am brave. You can say, come up with all sorts of stuff. In the beginning, 25 might seem like quite a lot, but work through it. It could be things that you aspire to as well. Think of it as reaffirming subconscious beliefs that you would want to instill into your being. So I touched on that in a previous video if you haven't watched it. And the other thing for the gratitude journal, you could just use it as a free flow space for you to write down stuff that's going on for you. Like if you're in a shitstorm, write down all the emotions, all the thought process, just get it down on paper, because sometimes just putting words to it can help. Besides that, of course, you can do things like EFT and whole brain posture that I've talked about before. So, I hope that this message finds you well. And what are you grateful for? Feel free to share. Lots of love. Bye for now.